the whole world music to sing a simple melody, to sing about all the joys and good times, yeah. You see, that's the way God meant for it to be. And if you don't like it, you don't have to sing. You don't have to sing my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to play. You don't have to play my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to sing. You don't have to sing my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. I'd love to sing a song for all the children. They are our future. Can you see? Take a little time out for the babies and teach them about love, hope, and prosperity. And if you don't like it, you don't have to sing my song. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to sing my song. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to sing my song. If you don't like it,
My mic. Okay. Good afternoon. How are you feeling?
How are you? I'm wonderful,
I,
wonderful.
I'm doing wonderfully well. So your topic today is
False kindness.
false kindness. Oh my goodness. And we had Eula with us today, and this is acting up. It's not acting right. It's trying to come back in, but mine is how to get out. Okay. And so I'm trying to get Eula back in. So it's a wonderful day. Dear God, as we sit before you to speak, we pray to you that our souls you will keep. And if we should die before we finish, God, we pray that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful day. We thank God for everything that He's doing, done, will do. He's just so good to us. Rita, you attest to that?
Hallelujah.
So am I echoing again? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm cutting some mics off. Okay. I'm I'm unmuted now. So let me see. Are you frozen, Reedy? I'm trying. I have two sets on here and I have two devices. I'm trying because I'm trying to get Eula in. So, Clee, can you hear me? Okay. I muted your mic on this end.
Okay.
All right. So, are we echoing still?
You are.
I am okay. Okay.
No.
I am trying to get this so Eula can come in. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to try to share this. So my topic is how to get out, and yours is false.
False kind.
Is that annoying you?
No.
Do you hear the echo?
Yes. Velma, do you hear the echo? Velma says she has no sound.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, you got a whole. That's a rap song. Yes, it's annoying.
It is. Let me stop this one. Okay. Now I stopped that completely.
Yes, you did.
So So it's hi Velma, hi everyone who's with us today. It's just a wonderful, wonderful day. I have Eula, and so what I'm going to have to do is put her on as a single webcast. So I will do that because she has a great topic today, a
Okay.
great topic today, and I think we can see it on there. Let me go here. You should be able to see it at the top, and I didn't put Cleese and mine on there.
That's all right.
Let's see. Should be able to see it at the top. But I am going to talk about how to get out. And what I'm talking about is how to prepare and how to leave an abusive relationship. Because so many people get caught up in these relationships. And it's just, I mean, it's just pitiful. And the things that you hear every day, each and every day about people being beat up, maimed, and all of that because of abuse. And so some people don't think that they have a way out, and some people know that they have a way out, but they just don't have enough strength, enough what is it? Courage to leave the relationships, whether it's male or female, because there are female abusers as well as male abusers.
Yes, there are.
So, what I'm going to talk about today is how to leave an abusive relationship and not go back, and 9 things to do before leaving an abusive relationship or an abusive marriage. So, there are people who totally depend on their spouse, whether it's male or female, totally they might have one income coming in, and that particular spouse is the one that takes care of everything and takes care of them. And
Mm-hmm.
then they feel that they don't have, if they leave them, they won't have any support, they won't have anything, they won't have any place to live or anything like that. But I'm going to tell you, because there's always a way out. And then it says how to prepare to leave. But sometimes you don't have time to prepare, and so you just better get on out of there. One lady that I'm acquainted with, she said that she left the house. I don't think she had shoes on. All she got out of there in her nightgown,
Mm-hmm.
in her nightgown. And it took her a while, but God sent someone, and that person helped her to establish her home again, get her home reestablished and everything. And so she's very successful now, very successful. But she
Amen.
said she had to leave in no shoes and in her nightgown. But she got out of there and she's alive today. And so people don't understand that you don't have to. Hello, Glenda. Glenda said no sound. Do they
That was a
have
while ago.
okay, okay. So but you hear me, so they hear me too now.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But yes. So Eula was on here and I just, oh my goodness. I
What?
sure wanted to get her in here,
I
but I'm going
know.
to tell you, we're going to do hers because she has a very, very good topic today. Very good topic. So I'm going to put that on after we go off, because I don't think I can mix those. But we're going to go on, and I'm going to talk about how to leave an abusive relationship and stay out, and how to prepare to leave one. But then let me tell you something. If you don't have, or if you know someone that may not have time to prepare, we have to make sure we're ready for anything. So if they don't have time to prepare, they need to get out of there. Get those children. If you have children, you have a plan where you can wrap, if you have to wrap those children around you or whatever you have to do, if you have to tell them, you hold on to her hand, you hold on to his hand, and we're getting out of here. And then you run for your life.
Like anime bullet.
That's
Hey,
right. You got to
get
get
him
out of
out.
there. This
Get
is no
out of there.
plaything.
Hey.
And with the times like they are now, with all of the stressful situations that are going on in the world, it's more
Yeah.
stressful now than it was a year or so ago. You know what
Yes,
I'm
it is.
saying? Or
Yes,
two
it is.
years ago,
Yes, it is.
because we have the diseases, the pandemic, and all of that, and so many different stipulations and restrictions have been placed on us in our lives, and there's just so much, and some people cannot handle that, and they refuse to get help. So what we need to do, if you're in a abusive relationship, you need to help them by getting some what, reading?
Yonder.
Okay, getting some yonder. So I'm going into this. I'm in uh, liveabout.com, liveabout.com. I'm in psychcentral.com. So, how to leave an abusive relationship and not go back. But first, I'm going to talk about how to prepare if you're married and how to prepare to leave a relationship if you have time to prepare. But let me tell you, anytime that he or she comes at you, it's time to go,
It's time. That's it.
whether
That's
you're fully prepared or not. But I'm going to give you some tips and everything. And the thing I tell you, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Don't reveal all your secrets to the one you share the pillow with and the bed with at night.
it.
If it's a lifesaver for you, you cannot tell people everything. If
Mm-hmm.
they're abusive to you, you play it as cool as you possibly can, but be very, very cautious. And like I say so many times, don't be threatening people. If you do that again, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to
Yes.
take these children and I'm going to leave you and I'm going to take everything you got. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just be cool. Just be as cool and calm and collected as you possibly can. Fix her or his lunch, dinner, supper, whatever you have to do for them, and let it just go on. But when they come at you, it's time to go. And if you can't get out, then you know the best defense is your defensiveness. Okay? So hey, you got to do what you have to do to save your life and get out of there. Okay? And I'm not advocating beating up people and shooting and killing people and all of that. I'm not advocating that, but I'm advocating survival. 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 Okay? So you plan it out. Plan it out if you have time to plan it. Because we don't know, these people can be one thing, and some people we've seen, and I've seen on the movies, where people get married and time they get home, you start seeing signs of get to wherever they're going, honeymoon, whatever. You see signs of abuse that come up and they show themselves. And then we see, if any of us who have ever been in an abusive relationship, we can see some signs, but we have hope that maybe this is not what I'm seeing. Or maybe this, I'm just misinterpreting this or whatever. But let me tell you something, more than once, you ought to get it. All right. So let
Mhm.
me get into this. Oh my goodness. I'm just,
What?
excuse me, 9 things to do. 9 things to do before leaving an abusive marriage. Okay. 9 things to do.
Mhm.
This is by Kathy Mayer. Okay. And she wrote this in February 28th in 2018. She said domestic violence is about control. And we talked about this control. I think I talked
Yep.
about that the other day. Yes, because I
Yep.
wanted
You
to
did.
finish out what I
Mhm.
was talking about, 8 reasons why we hurt the ones we love the most. And I was going to finish it out, but I'm going on. Aggression is a primitive and immature reaction to a sense of helplessness and feeling a loss of control by the abuser. Most of the time, the abuser feels like that they have to have control. They feel that they don't have control. So you're the closest thing to them. So they're going to control you so they can feel like they have the power. Okay. And these things start early. And we know that many times they start way, way, way before the marriage. And some people don't marry them, but they live with them. And we know they start way before that. We see the signs. People, you see the signs, okay? Just like this young lady that was on the trip. We've seen it on the news. And this guy was abusive to her. They have it on camera.
Mm.
They separated them one night. And then the thing that I don't understand about it is how can he go home and stay so long without her? And then they let him have all this freedom and he gets away.
Yep. Yep.
He
Yep.
gets away.
Yes, he
And
did. Uh-huh.
I'm telling you, this discrimination, if that had been anybody with my skin tone, your skin tone, they would have put them in jail.
The
They would have
moment
put
they got that.
a person of interest where we're going to go ahead and keep him and detain him or her. Let me tell you, they would have done it. There's
Yes, they
no
would have.
way that that person would have been able to disappear.
Nope.
No way. So, hey, it's so much. Oh my goodness. So if you're preparing to leave an abusive marriage, you should expect the abuser to feel even less control. That's why I say don't tell them. Don't tell the abuser what you're planning to do.
That's
Don't
right.
threaten them. Don't try to get back at them when they're fussing at you. Well, you just wait. You just wait. I'm going to leave you, or you just wait. I'm leaving you. And you know they can say some terrible things. I'm getting out of here. You got to be
Mm-hmm.
careful about that. So you should expect the abuser to feel less control. So when they feel less control, that means that they'll get more aggressive. Okay.
Yes.
So in other words,
Yes.
expect problems and be prepared for problems. Do whatever you need to do to protect yourself. You hear this? Physically, by having a solid plan in place before leaving. Now, 9 actions you should take before leaving an abusive marriage, okay? See, people
Mm-hmm.
have a lot invested in marriages. They
Yes,
have
they do.
homes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they have joint bank accounts. They have what
Business.
is it property? They have property together and different things. And then if you have a person who's dominant in the marriage, then probably they have everything in their name.
That's right.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's so much. So number one, interview with an attorney,
Mm-hmm.
preferably one with experience in dealing with domestic violence issues. Now, if you feel your safety is at risk, get a civil or criminal restraining order and have it in place before you leave. And we know some people violate those restraining orders just like they don't even exist.
Yes.
So if you get a restraining order, then you still must be careful. You have to watch where you go, what you do, what you say, everything, and
Mm-hmm.
definitely who you put your trust in. So
Oh
an
yeah.
attorney will be able to walk you through the process of obtaining and protecting yourself via a restraining order. Number two, have somewhere to go. Have somewhere to go. Research
Okay.
local domestic violence, women's shelters. Ask a friend if you can stay with her or him,
Mm-hmm.
or if you can afford to rent an apartment, but keep your address from your husband. I know of a situation that's going on right now. The guy is just beating almost the life out of her. And
Mm-hmm.
people have gone and spent money recently to send her away to a secluded place where she can be away from the abuser. And yet she has brought herself back. People have wasted money. She brought herself back into the situation. He's still beating on her. And some people have told her he's setting you up to kill you.
Sound like it.
He's setting you up to kill you.
Sound like it.
bursting blood vessels in her eyes, and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff. This is happening now. But what can
huh.
you do? You can tell them and tell them and tell them. And then if you go and force them to go to a place where it's already been done, people have spent money,
Mm-hmm.
have done things, and the person still has gone back to the abuser. Gone back, and the abuser is still abusing physically,
Yes.
emotionally, mentally
Yes.
abusing the person.
Yes.
And so fleeing in the middle of the night or on the spur of the moment leaves you with nowhere to go but back to your abuser. So don't wait until the next attack on you. Get your plan in place. Have somewhere to go and leave when you are calm and collected. Okay? If you possibly can. Number 4, take with you copies of important documents and personal
Mm-hmm.
items such as birth certificates, driver's license, social security card, health insurance cards, deed to any property you own, and passport and
Mm-hmm.
bank account statements, money, and credit cards. Next, copies of any outstanding restraining orders or court orders you have against your husband, wife,
Hey.
because if you don't have it with you, then they're going to have to use that time to get on the radio or the whatever, the phone or whatever, and check and
Uh-huh.
see if you already have
Mm-hmm.
restraining orders. So it's good for you to have those with you. So
Yeah.
needed clothes and personal effects, those
Yeah.
things that you need, have those things somewhere in place. And hopefully they're not in the resident that you share with the abuser. Have somewhere where you can have access to them at lickety split like that,
Yeah.
and get on to where you need to go. Number 5, if you move into a single family residence, install exterior lighting and home security
Okay.
system if you
Yes.
possibly can. Get to know your neighbors and ask them to let you know if they see anyone snooping around your property. And so we can buy these if you can get internet wherever you have to flee to,
Mm-hmm.
have that in place.
Mm-hmm.
Have some cameras. You can get cameras for like 20 something dollars, and some of them are less than that. What is it, Wi-Fi cameras that work, wireless cameras and
Right.
all that, what you can put around the home, put in your windows, so you can see all around your place. Okay, so there's no shame in sharing your story with new neighbors, friends, and or family. And this is where you have to be really, really careful, because there are some messy, vindictive, jealous, envious people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on where you move to or what you have, there's some nosy people.
Yeah.
There's some people that just like to trouble and stuff like that. And believe it or not, some people will let somebody know that you're there just so they can see some kind of action, or they could be
Yeah.
jealous of you and you
Yeah.
don't know them from Superman or Supergirl. You don't know them, but there are some people they'll be jealous of you just by looking at you, and they get envious and jealous of you. So, this is what's so important. We
Mm.
have to be connected to God and the Spirit. And the Spirit will let us know when something is not right for us. And if we don't override that warning, then we can get the help and do what we need to do in the moment that we need to do it. Now, I promise you that. I promise you that the Spirit will let you know something's not right about her,
Huh?
something's not right about him.
Right.
Shut up and shut your mouth. Don't tell it. I'm going back to Marina. Don't tell all you know, but know
Oh.
what to tell. I'm telling you. Number 6. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Number 5. You are in a position of needing all the help you can get. Let others know what you're going through so they can be there to help if
Mhm.
and when you need help. Number 6. Get a post office box. You hear this? This is very important. Get
Uh-huh.
a post office box and fill out a change of address card with the post office. Have your mail forwarded to the post office box, not to where you will be living after you leave your abuser, because they have ways of tracking you down. And then you have, when you go to the post office box, you have to be very careful, as because they could have spies or they could be waiting around to see if you're going to come. And some abusers are so aggressive
Uh-huh.
and domineering to they, if they, even if they work, they will take off work and wait around all day long at places to see if you're going to show up.
That's
There's
right.
some devious, treacherous
Yes,
people
indeed.
in this
Yes.
world. I'm telling you. Number
Yes.
7, talk to your child's teacher and principal. Let them know what is going on and ask to be notified if your abuser shows up at school. Leave copies of any restraining orders or court orders you have pertaining to the situation, because they will show up. Well, I come to get my child out of school for the day. I came to get them, so that I'm going to take them with me. And if you don't have those orders and things, and they don't know that
Right.
you're separated and that you're trying to get you away from danger, if that's a parent, they will let that child go with that
Yes,
parent.
they,
If you
yes,
don't
they will.
have precautionary measures in play. So you have to, people, some people, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to take care of this. And they procrastinate and wait around until it's too late to do anything
Uh-huh.
about it. So now they've gone to the school. He or she has gone to the school, got the children. Now you're worried about the children because they're going to take the children and use them as leverage to
That's
get
right.
you back.
Uh-huh.
So, and then depending on the court that they go to, because they're going to try to say that you're unfit, you're saying they're unfit, and the
Right.
court, and then who knows, the children might end up in foster care, excuse me.
Yeah,
You
foster
just
care.
don't know. You just don't know. So
All
it's
right.
very
That's right.
important to have these things in place. Number 8, acquire a cell phone, not the one he or she is paying for. You can keep that one to keep a record of them trying to reach you, but you
Mhm.
might. But the thing about that is that they probably have a tracker. They can trace you with that telephone.
That's right.
So there, you have to take precautionary measures. So if you're going to leave, you better leave that phone behind, baby.
That's right.
And then it said acquire a cell phone. Prepaid cell phones are excellent because the calls can't be traced. Don't give your cell phone or home phone number to your abuser or anyone who might give it to them, because we do have people, you even have acquaintances and people you call your friends,
Yeah.
who will, he or she will be so, uh, what is it, convincing and all of that, till you end up giving that number or the address or something to
Yeah.
them. So you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose, where does your loyalty lie? And so we've seen situations and divorces and everything where people have to get a different set of acquaintances, because it might be dangerous to share the same people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cut some ties. I am being led by the Spirit of God to go this
Yeah.
way. Somebody needs some help. And so
Somebody
I
needs.
know you will share this video, so somebody needs some help. I just feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Somebody needs some help. So don't give your cell phone number, your address, or anything to anybody that you feel like is going to give it to the abuser. And if you look at that Tina Turner movie, her mama,
Yes.
her mama
Oh,
sold
mama.
her
Yeah.
to Ike,
Yeah.
according to the movie.
Yes.
So you even have to be careful that some people tell you, well, you made your bed, so you got to lay in it. You don't have to do that. Don't you believe that anymore? I don't believe in divorces. Your daddy and I didn't get a divorce. Your mama and I didn't get a divorce. So you don't need to get a divorce either. It's a sin to get a divorce. Baby, you better get some.
Yonder.
Read it. All right.
Yeah.
Number 9. Talk to a trusted family and friends so that you will be surrounded by a support system. Take advantage of the support they have to offer. And you know who you can trust the most in your family. You know who you can trust the most. And then sometimes these abusers are so aggressive to they'll terrorize your family too.
Yes, they will.
They will. So as I've already said, she said, the lady, she said, as she's already said, you can't remove yourself from a violent relationship without a strong support system. That support system will consist of your attorney, a good therapist if you can afford one. And you don't have to afford one now because they're here pro bono. There are people you can go through these clinics and different places where you can get that free help that you need. So don't
Mhm.
even let that deter you. Friends, family, and local organizations set up to help someone in your situation. And I tell people, you know, if he or she trusts you, you know you're in an abusive relationship, then you have to learn how to, if they let you go and buy groceries or let you buy the
Right.
children's clothes and things like that, then you know how to do some things you need to do to
Right.
have you some cash,
Mhm.
baby.
Yes,
Yes,
indeed.
you do. You and don't tell everything. And then if the person comes and you say, well, we're a little short on cash this time, don't get soft on them. Don't get soft and say, well, I had a little bit I had saved up. So here, if we really need it, you can have it. Let me tell you something. These abusers and manipulators are very, very keen. They are cunning, they
Honey.
are
Right.
crafty,
Right.
and they know how to get to you. I'm telling you.
Right.
So, hey,
Right.
you put that money up and do what you have to do
That's
with
right.
it. Okay. So now I'm going to, how far am I? 133? Okay. Eula, I do apologize. I had you, Clee could see you, and I had you all tuned up and ready to go, and it just started acting up on us. So, but I'm going to put you on here, Eula. Okay. How to leave an abusive relationship and not go back. And this is Psych Central. This is one of my favorites, psychcentral.com. Okay, quick exit. Okay, let's see. Intimate partner of abuse is an extremely common health crisis. This is a health crisis, just like any other disease, like the measles, the
Yes.
mumps, the
Yes.
COVID, all of that. This is a health crisis that impacts people of all genders, races, and ages.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Studies suggest that 10 million people in the United States are affected by family and domestic health violence every year. That's a lot of people,
Mhm.
y'all.
Ooh.
If you've recently been in an abusive relationship, trust that you're not alone and it's never your fault. I don't, people can, they hitting on you. Well, you made me do it. It's your fault that I get upset. If you had just not said that to me, if you had, I don't, if people are controlling and abusive, you can say, oh, I love you so much. And they will slap you upside your head for saying that.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
you didn't say it in the right way.
You know
I'm
you didn't
telling
mean
you,
that. You know you didn't
nothing
mean
you
that.
can do,
Yes.
nothing you can do, nothing you can stop them from being the way they are except getting yourself out of the situation. Okay, now you can break the cycle of abuse and leave your partner for good, but it requires extensive safety planning, support, and care. What did I just say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, signs of an abusive relationship. It's not always easy to tell at the beginning of the relationship if a partner will become abusive, as possessive and controlling behaviors may emerge and intensify as a relationship grows. This is what Laura House says. She's a clinical director, okay? And then, but there are certain red flags and types of abuse you look out for. for. Your partner may be abusive if they isolate you from friends and family, constantly want to know where you are and what you're doing, assume control over your finances. You hear this?
Yes, indeed.
Plans, etc., without discussion,
Mm-hmm.
rarely take responsibility or admit fault, manipulate or gaslight you. And what is gaslighting? Let's just go right here to gaslighting since we're there. How to identify and deal with gaslighting. Gaslighting can cause intense self doubt no matter who's doing it. How can you respond to this behavior? But gaslighting, okay? Gaslighting is a form of manipulation that can cause you to doubt your memory,
Mm-hmm.
opinions, and even your sanity. It's a tactic some people use to gain power and control over others. That's what gaslighting is. They say, oh, you crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't say that like that. I didn't say that. You're just making that up. All that kind of stuff. All of that kind of stuff. Okay. So now
Yes,
let me go
indeed.
back. Let me go back. All right. I'm getting back here. I know I already have it up, but let me get on back over here. Now, why do you stay? Okay. Now there are certain red flags. Okay. Now I talked about isolating you from your friends and your family.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly want to know where you are, what you're
You are.
doing.
Yes.
Take control of the finances, your plans, etc., without discussion. Rarely
Mm-hmm.
take responsibility or admit fault. Manipulate or gaslight you, make you think you're crazy, or try to make you think you're crazy, make you think you're wrong. That what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. What you're hearing is not what you're hearing. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even what you're feeling, if they while they're bopping on your head, is not what you really feel. That's gaslighting. Exhibit they exhibit intense feelings and behavior like obsession and possessiveness. They engage in physical, emotional, and sexual violence. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. And so,
Yes.
we have a right as married people,
That's
we
right.
still have a right not to be raped.
Yay.
Because when you say, I don't feel like it today or tonight, I'd rather not, or whatever, and they make you do it, that is rape, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so, hey, we just try to be ready whenever our partner is ready. But then sometimes we don't feel like it. And sometimes they don't feel like it. So we can't make them do it. But it's the intent behind the action that
There
really
it is.
counts. Okay. So,
That's right.
all right. Now, all right. So, why clear so much? I think I'm almost through.
I
Why
don't
you
care.
might stay or return?
Keep
Why you
on
might?
going.
Okay, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, it takes an average of 7 attempts for a person to finally leave an abusive partner.
I believe it.
7.
I believe it.
Many times, leaving an abusive relationship is not only emotionally difficult, but it can also be life threatening,
Mm-hmm.
says One Love CEO Katie Hood. An older 2000 report by the U.S. Department of Justice indicates that threat of separation for actual separation can be linked with an increased risk of violence for the survivor. Did you see this? A threat of separation? That's
Uh-huh.
why I said,
It's a
don't be
threat.
telling them, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to take these children and leave you. I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to get everything. Don't do that. You have to be wise. You have to be wise in these situations. Okay, some common reasons for staying in an abusive relationship include the following. Some common reasons for staying. You feel a sense of bonding with your partner through trauma. Your partner won't let you leave. For example, they're controlling or threatening. You have safety concerns. You have nowhere to go. Some people have nowhere to go. That's why they isolate you.
Yes.
And some
Exactly.
of them take people. I know a family. We were young then, but this man had another woman. He took his wife, Cleester might come back to your mind, and the children out in the country, and put them in a house out in isolation and almost starved them to death. She lost her mind. She became insane. He left them out there to die. He did that. So he isolated them. You have safety concerns. You have nowhere to go. You lack finances or independence. If, for example, you share bank accounts or no job. Some of them don't want you to work
Nope, they do
so
not.
they can control you. You
That's
lack
it.
knowledge around how to leave. You lack support. You have feelings of fear, shame, and embarrassment. You want to keep your family together for the sake of your children. Some people use that excuse, but if you
Yes,
dead,
yes, they do.
they're not going to have you anyway.
Yes, they
You
do.
worry about how your partner may feel or react. And I know we worry about how people will feel and they'll react. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, but better their feelings than me. Okay,
Right.
now that I've come to that, because, I've come to that. Now I'm a different person now. Okay. Now, all right, how to move forward and avoid going back. Okay, if you're unsure of how to leave an abusive relationship or worried that you may go back, here are some tips. Create a safety plan. Establishing safety is important. A safety plan can help you outline actionable steps to reduce risk and harm or danger during the breakup process. A safety plan include the contacts. So I went through that in all of the other ones that I did. So you have to build a safety network, and you have to remember when you start thinking about you going back, you have to remember why you left. And sometimes you have proof. You have scars, you have knots on your head and on your body, you have broken bones, you have all that kind of stuff. Remember why you left in the first place.
On all kind of nerve pills because you can't.
Yes, yes. Put
Yep.
yourself first. Put yourself first and trust your gut. That's that instinct, that first instinct. And work toward becoming independent. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Then you set your boundaries and say, never again. No, no. Okay, reader, it's up to you. Let me see how am I doing it. There I go. There I go, pointing towards you.
She
Okay.
said, I don't know. That's it.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
I
okay.
took up enough time. I apologize.
I don't care. I can always do mine. If you don't do it, if I don't, if you can, cause yours be good, and
Yours be good too.
I can just do mine the first of the next show. I ain't got no problem with
No,
it. You always got to. Yeah,
You're gonna do yours today, baby.
tomorrow's another day. Hey.
But we need your information today.
Okay, mine is on false kindness. Excuse me. False kindness is often expressed just as much as it is enjoyed. Why? Why do some people behave in an unusually kind manner for no reason other than to gain a personal advantage? Moreover, why are some individuals accepting of another's person in incessant flattery, knowing full well that the charm is not entirely genuine? Melanie Greenberg, PhD, a clinical psychiatrist, a sociologist in Mills Valley, California, is the author of The Stress Proof Brain. Excuse me. Says that there are definitely some common reasons behind this. Julia Brown, PhD, a licensed marriage and family therapist with a private clinical psychotherapy practice in Boca Raton, Florida, also weighs in on what she refers to as false kindness. You've seen those people with that false kindness. Everything
Hmm.
they do is girl, yeah, you know what? I'll be glad to do it. I'll be glad to do it. And then she tell her friend, I don't know why she asked.
Hmm.
You know how they are.
Hmm.
I don't know why she asked me. Does she know we ain't they ain't that close?
Hmm.
But they going overboard to be
I'm
nice
here.
to you. I hear you. I see you. Okay. Three common reasons people demonstrate excessive kindness. Narcissism is number one. I think that for some people, it's because they are self serving, says Dr. Greenberg. Explains that these people are often wondering what's the best way is to accomplish their goals without caring so much about the other person. They'll turn on the charm towards the others, but ultimately it's only because they hope to achieve some kind of personal gain.
Mhm.
2. Control. Dr. Breyer suggests keeping an eye on someone who is kind to you, yet judgmental about others. Booyah, I just said that. Judgmental
Mhm.
about others as a way of gaining control, she says. Be careful because some people may use
Mhm.
kindness to try to control you. Insecurity. Boy, insecurity is everywhere.
Mhm.
Insecurity is everywhere. You just got to talk about insecurity. About
Mhm.
insecurity. At the same time, Dr. Greenberg says some people shouldn't jump to negative conclusions. Not everyone who is extremely kind has ulterior motives. For example, an insecure person says she might not feel confident asking for a favor outright.
Mhm.
Therefore, they may ask by regularly demonstrating nice words and behaviors.
Mhm.
The list goes on and on. How to
Mhm.
spot false kindness. How can you tell when someone is being genuinely kind or when they're being kind simply for their own benefit? Oh, you can tell.
Mhm.
Dr. Brower says that false kindness is demonstrated in many ways.
Uh-huh.
Examples run the gamut, but she
Mhm.
provides a handful. A friend bends over backwards, complimenting everything you say or do as their birthday approaches. There we go,
Mhm.
with their own
Mhm.
intentions of being the gift they have been hinting for from you. You
Mhm.
know, they want
Mhm.
something from you because they've been hinting all year.
Mhm.
Girl, I like that coach purse that they got. They've been hitting all year. It don't cost much either. It don't cost
Mhm.
much at all. Patient
Mhm.
compliments their physician, hoping that they will make them more likable and and make any of their medical needs the physician's top priority. Students stay after class, compliment the class lecture so the professor knows who they are and may help them with their final grade. Clients compliment a hairdresser, hoping to get some freebies in addition to getting their
Mhm.
hair styled well. Guests
Mhm.
on radio show talks kindly tell commentator that their questions are great ones prior to providing responses in order to be viewed as a special show guest and possibly be asked to return again as a featured show guest. An
Mhm.
individual may also follow the like someone's social media page site for their own strategic gain versus playing any follow for versus displaying any following a lack of sincerity. I'm gonna get it right in a minute.
Mhm.
Dr.
Mhm.
Greenberg says that other examples include excessive kindness to gain support, such as someone who flatters their boss with the hope of having their project recognized or getting a promotion.
Mhm.
Other reasons she says is commonly seen in the dating world. Flattery and the over the top kindness is something people may engage in with hopes of impressing and potential a potential partner. Flatter me some
Mhm.
more. Flatter me some more. Of excessive charm, kindness, and charm. Many people, many times, the person receiving the flattering remarks bask in excessive compliments, seemingly unaware
Mhm.
that the comments and actions are not genuine. They know that stuff ain't
Mhm.
real. They know, because they know they not that nice of a person. The meanest people are the ones that always go overboard with the flattery and then
Mhm.
call you a dirty dog behind your back. First off,
Ooh.
they do. You know they do. Call you
Mhm.
a dirty dog behind
Mhm.
your back, but they all grinning in your
Mhm.
face, and they not know they're
Mhm.
not sincere about that. First off,
Right.
don't jump to conclusions, Dr. Blair says. Indulge in other people. Was I'm talking twice? Indulge
On Facebook.
in Okay. Indulging other people's feel good statements aren't always about feeding into potential ulterior motives. Some individuals crave unsolicited kindness or compliments. It feels good, she explains. It can be
Mhm.
nice to have someone compliment you, especially if you're having a bad day.
Mhm.
Secondly, she notes that
Mhm.
not everyone is able to easily speak up against someone whose kind words don't match the intent of their heart. That's what it is right there.
Mhm.
A rock hard
Mhm.
somebody.
Mhm.
While she explains that she thinks people of all ages are in tune to others who display intended
Mhm.
or unintended pretentiousness. It's often
Mhm.
a different story for children. A child may
Mhm.
think someone is being kind for an ulterior motive, but not able to express their thoughts and feelings. And feelings verbally until years later, she explains. Sadly, we
Mhm.
hear over and over again stories of how children trust the kindness of some people, of someone such as a relative, priest, minister, teacher, or sports coach, and years later is able to say that that person, you know what they done took advantage of
Mhm.
them even sexually, because they overnight. They pretending to be kind, getting them gifts and stuff and all that kind of stuff while they in school playing on their baseball team, ain't getting it for nobody else. Buying them
Mm-mm.
extra ice cream, buying them extra snow cones, getting them extra candy, but they ain't doing it for nobody else. That's the one. That's their target right there with that excessive
Uh-huh.
kindness.
Mhm.
Woo, 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 woo. Woo-saw.
What hap- What happened?
Woo-saw. Girl, I woo-saw. I got the woo-saw on them. Because I've seen them people do that stuff. I've seen them.
Yep.
Putting them money
Mhm.
behind their parents' back and stuff like that. Woo-saw. Many times. Hey, you know what
Mhm.
I'm talking about. They do that stuff. And
Yep.
then the first one, they
Yep.
want to be campfire girl. They want to be campfire girl, the head of the campfire, the Boy Scout leader, and all them kind of things. And I'll help him fill his tent. He's gonna be a great young man someday. And all of a sudden, diddly diddly,
Uh-huh.
all behind the parents' back.
Mhm.
I remember one time a teacher went over to mama's them house and it was all nice and nice. He gonna help me with my homework because I'm flunking. I'm flunking. His way told my mama and my daddy, our mother and father, told him I was failing. And mama said, well, he gonna help you. I said, mama, I don't need no help. Well, he come over here and say he just doing it out the goodness of his heart, and he gonna help you, just send you by the house, by his house. I said, mama, I'm not. I said, mama, please wait till my report cards come out, and then if
Uh-huh.
I'm failing, then you can. I'll do it. If I'm failing, and mom, when my report card come out, I didn't never fail nothing. No way.
Mhm.
My report cards come out. Mama say, but I wonder why he lied to us like that. He came over here and lied to them to get their permission
To
to
come.
send me to his house for
Mhm.
for tutoring. And I did not need it, but he gonna tell mom and dad him I was flunking. Why he
And see,
watching my report card?
and how many other parents has he done
Has
that
he
to?
exactly,
And how
exactly.
many children is he getting over there and doing what he?
Uh-huh. And how many children, how many parents said, well, he said you were doing, go on. But I told mama, y'all just wait till I give her a report card. Just wait, and you'll see
Mhm.
I'm not failing nothing. I promise
Mhm.
you. And dad said, well, let's see, let's see.
Mhm.
But when I got A's and B's and black eyed peas, baby, I, I wasn't playing no game. And he
Who's
said,
that dirty, rotten, low down scoundrel?
yes, he was. Yes,
Oh
he
my
was then and
goodness.
still is today.
Oh, he's still alive, huh?
Yes, he's still alive. Dirty, low down, rotten, stinking dog.
And no
Yes.
telling how many he's done it to or still
How
doing
many?
it to.
That's right. That is right. That is
Oh.
right. Uh-huh. Many times it's a mixed bag. Some people realize false kindness right away. Others crave it so much that it doesn't matter to them whether or not it's genuine. Of course it doesn't. Of course they getting to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
Some are so insecure that they need praises so badly, explained Dr. See, I told you, explained Dr. Greenberg. Therefore, it may take them, trying to see what time it is, that more, it may take them longer to realize that it's insincere flattery. She
Mhm.
explains that for a lot of people, kindness with underlying tones and personal gain may go unnoticed because the
Mhm.
kindness fills a void in their insecure nature.
Mhm.
It can also be like a powerful drug. Yes, it can. It can turn their head, and before they know it, they took.
Right.
She also explains that how a person is raised may have a lot to do with some how kindness is perceived. And boo, y'all, there it is right there. For
Mhm.
example, if you were often told that you were worthless growing up, she says that you may be more prone to insincere flattery.
Topic today is how to let go of
Consequences of
things
false
from the past.
consequences of false kindness are
And
relationships that
it's a
filled with
question that many of
insincere
us ask
flattery.
ourselves each
While it
time
may
we
fit the needs
experience
of both the
heartache
giver and the
or
recipient, at
emotional
times
pain.
isn't
How do
ideal.
you let go of
Dr.
Mhm.
past hurt?
Greenberg says that trust issues, feelings of being used and getting mad or frustrated. How could I have fallen for this? Or why can't anyone love me for myself?
Mhm.
May ensure. Dr.
Mhm.
Greenberg adds that someone who has fallen victim to this ongoing insincere kindness may also develop low self-esteem. Trusting in someone's fake kindness can make one think less about make their decision making, make one feel
Mhm.
insecure and unintelligent. Anxiety covered
Mhm.
with kindness can make one anxious about accepting anyone else's kind gestures, and more
Mhm.
conditions such as depression. That sure
Uh
can
huh.
cause you depression. Yeah, it can
That's
cause you
right.
depression because you think they being nice and they just being a butt.
Uh,
And I said but. Okay. There is a positive light. However, Greenberg explains that the next time around, someone will hopefully be better able to spot the signs of insincere kindness while also learning to set healthy boundaries with others. There we go with the boundaries again, Shirley.
yep. Those
Excuse me.
boundaries.
Yes, ma'am. This
Uh
is
huh.
all more the reason to instill kindness and empathy at an early age, according to Dr.
Mhm.
Brower. Yes, Mama taught us that early. Kindness is
Mhm.
that do unto others as you would have them do unto. Don't go hurt nobody's feelings. You don't want your feelings hurt.
Right.
Don't do that. But I took her advice and I started doing unto others before they done it to me. I'm just kidding. I did not. No, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't. I did not. Okay. Uh, I mean, one other question. This is more than still kindness and empathy at an early age, according to Dr. Rice. Though it can be challenging, she says, it's important to teach children that kindness and empathy are important. Remember, encouraging kindness in a child will help them feel better about the world and about them. She notes it would help a child grow to be happy, curious, sincere, and a loving person. Boo, y'all. There we go.
Wow.
And hopefully that child grows up display kindness and truly meaningful and supportive ways. That's it. Hallelujah. That's it. That was by
Hallelujah.
author Jennifer Lee Reynolds.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
PhD. Yes, ma'am. That's what it was.
All right. That was.
Psychology today, my go-to. That's my go-to. Psychology today. Anything you want to know, psychology today got
It sure does. That's one of my favorites too.
it. Yes,
And
it
I
is.
just and I've just uploaded Eula. She's already online,
Okay.
doing how to let go of things of the past. So she's on there. She's on there in a single webcast.
Okay.
Okay. So
All
she's
righty.
on there, y'all.
Okay.
Well, Rita, that was wonderful. Wonderful. It's two
Thank you.
o'clock. And
And
we're
I get
praying for everybody, and we're praying for Mary Jo Baker and their family. Our friend, my Facebook friend, her husband, Thomas Baker, has transitioned into eternity. He's such a kind person, and I really enjoyed his uplifting posts and everything. So, Mary Jo, we're praying for you. And I just saw where Pauline Price has transitioned into eternity. I hadn't seen Pauline in years, but I know Pauline. Pauline Price. Yes. So we're praying for the family. That's the Braxton family and all. We're praying for you too. So Clee, I love you. You got any announcements?
I love you too. No, Rodney,
Velma?
Yolanda, Belma, Eleanor, Glenda, thank you
Wow.
all for watching us.
Oh,
Thank you
yes.
all. Yes, indeed. And have a wonderful weekend because today is Thursday, so we won't be here tomorrow. But
Right.
please go and watch Eula, everyone. Please go and tune into Eula.
You
To
can
Eula.
watch her right now
Uh-huh.
when we go off. She's on here right now.
All
All right.
right,
We love you,
sweetheart.
everybody.
Love you.
Love you,
I
Reading.
love you. I'll call
Talk
you in
with
a
you
few minutes.
later.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Bye
Okay.
bye.